Let's do Liberty spikes on my curly rainbow hair. This is how it looks curly, and I want to make super long spikes with it. So let's start by spraying the red section with a little water, and I'm doing this so I can blow dry and straighten it. I'm using the Color Wow Dream Coat spray as a heat protectant, so I'm spraying that all over the red, then getting my blow dryer and a round brush to blow dry in small sections, so this way I can get my hair as straight as possible before using the flat iron at the lowest temperature possible. I'm combing, then spraying, then brushing, then blow drying the orange after clipping the red section together. This part was so tedious, but I had to separate the yellow and green from each other, and it's so easy for colors to bleed into each other when wet, even though I was careful, but I had to choose if each strand was more yellow or more green and place it on the correct side, so some greenish yellow looked best on the yellow side, and some yellowish green ended up on the green side. Then I blow dried the yellow, keeping it as separate from the other colors as possible after wetting it, so no more color would bleed onto it. Then it was time to do the back, and I can't see that. I used a mirror to separate the green from what was supposed to be blue, but turned out more purple, and I did my best. The blue is still annoying me with how purple it turned out, but we're just gonna rock with it. Lastly, let's do the purple section, and then it's time to straighten. I'm straightening my hair at 210 degrees, which is as low as this can go. I'm doing this using the chasing method with small sections at a time so everything can get straightened properly on the first try. The key to this look is got to be glued freeze spray, and I'm using a teasing comb to help with support. I'm starting by teasing the green because it's at the crown of my head, so it's going to be my guide for the angle of each spike. I'm making it go directly along the zenith of my head shape and then spraying it into place and using my hands to shape the spike. For the yellow, I'm spraying and teasing and squeezing into place to make the shape angled the right amount away from the green, but also centered when you look at my face front on. The reason these are only temporary is because I'm putting minimal spray that kind of holds it in place if you don't move, but I will absolutely blast it later to fully freeze the shape once I have the spikes at the perfect angles. And this is what we're working with right now. It's not perfectly pointy, but it will be. So now to lock it all in, I'm doing a second layer of hairspray, but never a lot at a time because I don't want my hair to get actually wet or revert to curly. I also realized I like to squeeze at the base a little to make the shape a little more pointy rather than a straight triangle. Using a blow dryer is so key for the second round so it can dry exactly in place, dry faster, and you can get away with putting a little more spray than the shaping round. I think the hardest part was getting the tips to really stick together, so I worked my way from spraying and drawing the base together, then the middles, then it has the right shape for the tips to come together, and you just gotta spray the inside and outside areas of the point to make sure it's sticky enough to hold, and sometimes twisting it back and forth helps the stickiness hold it together better. The entire process from beginning to end took about 3 hours, including distractions, from the blow drying to the straightening to the shaping to the perfecting to the next part, but it was so worth it in the end. I'm really happy with how pointy it is, and now it's time to do the sides of my head, so I'm using the Baskin Lather Edge Control so I can slick down the curly sides of my hair. So here's how the finished look turned out, and I think it's honestly my favorite hairstyle I've ever had. What do you guys think about this style, and should I do rainbow eyebrows next?